going to show you how to do biscuits and gravy. Now there's several different biscuit recipes that I like to use. This is the one that's called butter dip biscuits, but it's just a little shorter version because I'm using a self-rising flour. Okay, now in the bowl I have 2½ cups of self-rising flour, and I like to buy White Lily. That's just my preferred brand when I'm making biscuits. And I have 4 teaspoons of sugar. You don't have to add anything else because the flour already has the other ingredients in there. And then I'm going to have 1 stick of melted butter. I'm going to put half of it in the cast iron skillet. And I have my oven preheating at 450 degrees. Okay, and then I'm just going to add 1 3/4 cups of buttermilk. And I'm just going to mix it until it's combined. Okay, now like all biscuit dough, you don't want to over mix it, so just mix it until it's combined. And I'm just going to go ahead and place it in the pan. Okay, and you can't get much easier than that. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the butter on top. You can always reduce the butter a little bit if you like. This is a lot like what we call palm biscuits. Basically, after you make your biscuits, you always have some dough left over and you just kind of place it in a pan. This is just one big large one. Now I'm going to bake this 22 minutes, and at 11 minutes I'm just going to take and rotate it. You know, it'll be like this in the oven. I'm just going to take and rotate it at halfway point, so right at 11 minutes. Okay, now the gravy is real easy. You just want to have equal part butter or fat to the flour that you're using. Of course, I always just use all-purpose flour. Today I'm going to use butter. I got 3 tablespoons of butter, and then I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of flour. Normally I prefer to use bacon grease or even sausage. Yeah, I use make sausage gravy, but today I'm just using butter because I didn't make any bacon today. It's a shame, but I didn't. Okay, now you want to cook the flour, the roux, as dark as you like it. It's always personal preference when it comes to gravy. Some people like it really dark. I kind of like mine. As long as the flour's cooked, it doesn't have that raw taste, it's fine with me. So you just want to cook it to whatever you prefer. It's bright in this kitchen here, so it may look a lot whiter than it is, but I don't really mind mine being white. You just want to make sure you whisk all the lumps out. Now the milk is not something I measure. I usually just add enough to depend on how many people's eating. So you would just have to judge that for yourself. Now it's starting to turn brown, so I'm going to go ahead and add the milk. Just want to whisk it when you first put it in, just to make sure everything's combined. And then you just let it start thickening up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper. Okay, now this is something that happens really fast, so you want to make sure you stay near it if you've never made gravy before. It's starting to thicken up real nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the temperature down to medium. Keep it on low and just until the biscuits get done. But as you can see, it's nice and thick. Hopefully you can see. And you want to taste it just to see if you need some more salt. I like to have a lot of black pepper, so you just fix it according to what you like. But it may need a little more salt because I use unsalted butter. If you use bacon grease, you may not need any salt at all. Okay, now the biscuits, they cooked a little faster today. I've been noticing lately my oven has been doing that. It's been cooking a lot faster for some reason. So you just want to keep an eye on them. Once they get brown, just go ahead and take them out. Okay, now when it comes to gravy, you can always thin it out if you like yours a little bit thinner, but I prefer mine to be thicker, so it's one of those personal preference things. And I just take and cut these in wedges, just like if it was cornbread. And this, I didn't let it cool at all, so you don't really have to, it won't matter. Yeah, and they get really light and fluffy. Yeah, that gravy's perfectly thick. Like I say, you can always thin it out if you prefer yours thinner. And I like mine completely covered pretty much. And there you have it. Thanks a lot.